Sundell Bolong from Dread Out. Starting off this spooky themed video is probably the most memorable encounter from the indie horror game Dread Out. Coming out of like freaking nowhere and getting the jump on us, even when we know she's there, is the Indonesian ghost Sundell Bolong, which strangely enough roughly translates to prostitute with hole. I thought most prostitutes have holes. Ghostly apparitions in Bioshock. The old Looking Glass crew sure do like an apparition or two, with appearances in the Thief games, System Shocks, and here we have the Bioshocks. But these ones are more noteworthy for being imprints on reality as a result of getting too spliced up on Adam, and then freaking out over getting too spliced up on Adam. These apparitions can be found all over the city, being forced to relive some of their most painful memories over and over again. Just don't get too spliced up on Adam, ladies and gents. Everything in moderation. On a slightly related note, there's a gin tonic that can enhance your male The Wall Rider from Outlast. Though not being a ghost as such, the Wall Rider has taken on a ghostly image and is pretty much out for blood. In most ghostly video game encounters, your enemy can be ditched by slamming the door in their face, but this won't work against the Wall Rider. He'll just keep coming, making escape an unlikely eventuality. And who can forget the end section in Outlast, where you spend the entire time running around an underground lab screaming whilst getting chased by this dude. Or collection of mites. Whatever. Dust.
Lane Goodman.
Sai Kurosawa from Project 02/Fatal Frame 2. Okay, I promise this list will get a little less depressing after this entry. Sai Kurosawa is one of the encounters from the second installment of the Project 0/Fatal Frame series. Having been sacrificed during the Crimson Sacrifice ritual, and then cast into the Hellish Abyss, Sai returns to the village to wreak havoc upon those who offered her up to save the village, and didn't do a good enough job of it, seeing as the ritual failed. Sai goes on to cut down many members of the village and cover the entire area in malice, which is the part that I never really understood. Unfortunately for you, you encounter Sai during the game, with most encounters resulting in an instant death, and then reappearing as one of the endgame bosses. She is tough, freaky, psychotic, and a worthy entry on this list. The Sorrow from Metal Gear Solid 3. The Sorrow is one of the bosses you encounter during the game, who can use psychic abilities to mess with your head. The thing is though, he's dead. He died earlier in the story, and it's not clear as to what exactly you're fighting when you get to him. It's quite possible that the Sorrow was able to remain in spirit form, or perhaps his psychic energy has taken on a consciousness of its own. Either way, let him kill you and then use the revival pill in the game over screen. That's what everyone wanted to hear, right? You can't kill him normally, we've just established that he's already dead. Gengar. Gengar is classed as a ghost/poison Pokemon, though really being made up of poisonous gases rather than ectoplasm or whatever ingredients ghosts are or aren't made from, he's still classified as a ghostly creature. Being the evolved version of both Ghastly and Haunter, and the main reason for why he's on this list above the other two, he also has the ability to put people to sleep, make them have nightmares, and then eat said nightmares, doing one over on its victim. In other words, Gengar is basically a Freddy Krueger that you can keep in your pocket. The PacMan Ghosts. The ghosts in PacMan are forever hunting the poor dude who just wants to be able to munch on cherries in peace. The ghosts called Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and the other brother, who's obviously called Clyde, are forever trying to eat the PacMan who's trying to eat cherries and pellets. That is until PacMan gets a power-up and then goes to Munch Town on the four ghosts. Or so the story goes. It was those 3 words to save my life. Alma Wade. Alma's probably the most powerful ghost on this list, and rightfully so considering what she went through in life. Experimented on since birth and housed in a testing tank, Alma was never allowed to live the life of a normal girl. Instead, she was subjected to awful tests of all kinds, including chemical testing, as well as being impregnated so that she'd have 2 offsprings, who both would be tested on as well. But even when Alma eventually passed away, while still young, her psychic abilities didn't go away. In fact, Alma returned with a vengeance, killing all those who were responsible for her treatment by using powers that seemed to have no limit, and practically tearing up the city of Fairport, leaving just a crater. But the fact that she's taken on the form of a little girl just makes it all a bit more creepy. Lechuck. The evil ghost pirate Lechuck is the antagonist of the famous Monkey Island series. And what's more evil than an evil ghost pirate? With possibly the exception of an evil ghost pirate who's also a Nazi. Addicted to a life of evil and pirating, as well as evil pirating, Lechuck is determined to sail the 7 seas, causing havoc, mayhem, and attempting to steal Elaine so that he can marry her or something. But all of this usually involves some sort of voodoo magic, just to make it a little bit more evil. And what's worse is that no matter how many times Guybrush gets the better of him, the dude just keeps coming back. But that's the nature of the undead, I'm afraid. One more time. Boo! And in at number 1 is the lovable, yet slightly hostile ghost from the Super Mario series that we all love. Boo makes an appearance in quite a few Mario games, including the OG Super Mario 64, as well as the Mario Kart games, where he attacks you to steal your stuff. Because that's what ghosts do, right? But despite being a bad guy rather than a shy guy, lol, Boo seems to be more focused on scaring Mario rather than deterring him from his quest. So in all fairness, is he all that bad? I'll let Heavy decide.
Yes!
And that's a wrap. But if you'd like to leave all your decision making up to Heavy, then like and subscribe to my channel, because that has nothing to do with letting Heavy make your decisions for you. Oh, and by the way, True Review does other videos beside this one, so maybe go check them out, But we'll keep that between us, okay?
Life is killing me. I swear sometimes I think this life is killing me. Sometimes I think this life is killing me.